How's it going, everyone? This is Luxeley talking about Legion, the new World of Warcraft Xpac. I'm very against talking about how I feel about this because my hype is under wraps. My hype is a rabid dog locked in the backyard under a leash, chains, whatever. I am not buying into the hype. I am not buying into the enthusiasm. I'm not buying into the energy. And I'll get into why I'm not in a minute. But when I do look at things, I'm going to offer you guys a very different perspective on things. I'm not going to give you the perspective of Blizzard, which is this profitable? Will we make money with this? I'm not going to give you the perspective of the existing player, who pretty much Blizzard could wrap up cat shit in tinfoil and sell it, and they would buy it. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. What I'm going to talk about is the new player. I'm going to talk about the former player who might have left the game in MOP, might have left the game beginning of WoD, and is he thinking of coming back? Because the reality of this whole thing is World of Warcraft lost close to 50% of its player base in the last 6 months at the start of an Xpac, not at the end of one, okay? Lost close to half of its sub base, and they're still profitable, which is amazing from a business standpoint, but a huge problem also from a business standpoint. World of Warcraft has not had 3 fucking consecutive quarters of sub growth since the end of Burning Crusade 7 fucking years ago. Think about that. Why is that a problem? I'll tell you why that's a problem. Because any business, whether you're selling motorcycles, hot dogs, or men's suits, every business that you're in, it's about new business. I'm not a 17-year-old kid talking about this. I'm not a 25-year-old kid talking about this. I have over 20 years of hardcore sales business experience. I know what I'm talking about. It's all about new business, because you could only sell the same shit to the same fucking people so many times before they say that's enough. So you need new blood, you need new business, and also people are just gonna have attrition and leave your business, not because you suck, not because you don't present value, but because other shit happens in their life and they can't continue. They can't continue to pay for your services. They can't continue to pay a sub fee. That's just the reality of business. That's why new business is so goddamn fucking important. And I gotta think to myself, as the former WoW player, or the player who's never played WoW, whose cousins played, friends played, whatever, is this gonna bring you into the game? And the answer is no fucking way. It's not. You're not changing anything with the mechanics, graphics, or engine of the goddamn fucking game. But your competition is. Your competition is getting better and better and better with customization, with shit people want, with graphics, with animations, you name it, and you're still delivering the same fucking business model you had 7 to 10 goddamn fucking years ago. Mythic rating. Nobody gives a fuck. There's maybe 1% of the player base that actually does mythic rating. You know, I mean, who the fuck wants to go to LFR, fucking regular raids, heroics, mythic, all on the same fucking raid with the same fucking bosses? What new player wants to do that? Nobody! Nobody! And let me tell you something about redundancy. It is the main ingredient for sub loss in an MMO, in an aging MMO that charges a sub fee. Unless you are consistently hitting 21 at the blackjack table or sleeping with Jennifer Lawrence 8 nights a week, redundancy is a stupid fucking bad thing. This new honor system may or may not work. I don't want to criticize it. I don't know enough about it. I understand its concept. I like it in the broad strokes, but what is going to be the criteria for you to progress? And the thing is that if you're in a situation where you're going prestige, from what I understand, you're going to wipe all your talents out and you got to redo them. You know, does that mean all of a sudden now, guess what? You just gimped your RBG team because you lost all your talents. Or you just gimped your arena partners because you lost all your talents. Because I don't know what that whole progression system is going to be based on. Is it going to be based on participation, or is it going to be based on progression? Because if it's based on progression, you're going to have the same fucking problem that you have now. And that is, oh gee, Lux, sorry, you don't have 2.2K rating in 2s or 3s or RBGs, so you can't play with us. Or it even gets worse. You don't have multi-glad, so you could be part of our Horde pre-made as a goddamn fucking Mistweaver monk because you don't have multi-glad. You can't play with us. And you get the same fucking shit in rating. And I couldn't give a fuck about rating, but I'm not an idiot. I know that that's the bread and butter of WoW. I know that's the current passion for WoW, and it's got to be good. And I would love it for it to be good because it means more players for the game. It means greater longevity for the game. It means greater growth for the game. And guess what? My channel goes up. More views, more subs because WoW goes up. Instead, my channel goes fucking nowhere because WoW decides we don't need these 50 fucking % of our subs. We'll just let them go. They suck anyway. Blizzard is not addressing some key fundamental and mechanical issues in the game. They're not. And it's just going to get worse going forward until they do. Now, I have no problem with the graphics. I really don't. I like the graphics. I've been wowed by WoW's graphics since day one, but a lot of people do hate the graphics. I have people I network with on YouTube who constantly tell me WoW's graphics suck. WoW's graphics suck. This is from the guy who is a potential new player. And if I gotta believe that if a lot of the people that watch my stuff, because I watch their stuff, say WoW's graphics sucks, I gotta think that that might be some reason why you're not attracting new players. I like this expansion. I like the story. I wanted a Demon Hunter for Warlords of Draenor, and I got it now, and it looks cool. I like the artwork. I like the whole concept of the class order. I like the concept of the weapon. But think about it from the new player's perspective. Or the guy who quit the game because he doesn't want to kill Garrosh in LFR, and regular, and heroic, and fucking mythic. It's just still the same rinse and repeat fucking bullshit. Great. The WoW player base will love it. All 5 million of them. But the fact is, their argument to me would be, it doesn't matter if there's 10 million or 5 million or 7 million or 2 million or 3 million subs. I love the game means less noobs. Everything is great. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because the fact is that you're already... I was just in the queue for fucking close to 20 minutes thinking, I want to play some Unholy DK. I want to gear him up. I want to play Unholy DK. Right? Something's been on my mind for a while. I want to do that. 20 fucking minutes in the queue. How am I going to gear up? Do I have a fucking full week to dedicate just to get honor gear so I could at least be somewhat representative of some sort of skill in fucking arena? No, I don't have that time. And part of the reason is the human racial. I've been playing Alliance for 6 years, so don't give me this bullshit that it's my fault because I went from Horde to Alliance that I'm dealing with these fucking ridiculous queues. Because I've been Alliance mainly since day one when I logged into the game in the beginning of Wrath of the Lich King. I've always been Alliance. And I'm not partial to Alliance or Horde. I just played Alliance because I didn't know what else to do. And every time I tried to play Horde, those queues were like 10 minutes. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to play Horde. And then when the Alliance queues went to 20 minutes, I started thinking, well, let me go play Horde. So what's it like going to play Horde? Well, I could get into 3 BGs in about a 30-minute time span, but I'm lucky if I get 150 honor fucking total. I'm just baffled. I'm baffled by the fact that they are not doing something to appeal to the new player. Let's say you're a 17-year-old kid. You go out and you see the movie. with your buddies, which is something I always did when I was a kid. And you see the movie, and I got to admit, I believe the movie's going to be epic, just simply because of the director who's on the project and the epicness of the Warcraft story, which obviously did something right to keep me involved in the game for almost 7 years. I got to believe that that movie's going to be really, really good. It's going to be epic. So the kid gets out of the movie, and he's talking with his friends, and what do they want to do? They want to play World of Warcraft. They want to go out, they want to buy the game because they're pumped up by the movie. They want to relive the experience of the movie. So they're going to go buy the game. It's called merchandising, okay? The game will sell the movie will sell the game. It's a brilliant business idea. Got to applaud Blizzard for that. They're taking advantage of it. Good for them. But here's the deal. 17-year-old kid's got to shell out $20 to get the war chest, which is probably vanilla through WoD. Then he's got to shell out another 40, 50, 60 bucks, who the fuck knows how much, to get the latest expansion, Legion. So now he's shelling out a ballpark of $60 to $80 just to get up to par with World of Warcraft. And he goes out in the world, and let's say he decides he wants to play a hunter, because that's what all new players decide to play. And he wants to be a human hunter, so he goes into Elwyn Forest. Can you imagine the fucking letdown? From seeing an epic movie, Orcs versus Humans, Dark Portal, Orcs world destroying, humans trying to protect their world, great conflict, great story, to fucking questing in Elwyn Forest? Could you imagine the level of disappointment? And believe me, I'm a guy who knows quite a bit about disappointment. Why? Because I play World of Warcraft, okay? Like the idea, Kata, ended up being disappointed a little bit. Mop was kind of good things, bad things. And I thought, all right, whatever, I'll play it. World of Warcraft, got to be decent. A little bit disappointed. WoD, hated it from day one. Did a video in April of 2004. 2004, yeah, it's like major Kreskin vision of the future. No, 2014, April. Did my views on WoD. It's linked in the description to see exactly how fucking right I was about WoD. And that was even before the beta. I hated WoD. I still hate WoD. It's a major disappointment. This Xpac, from the perspective of the existing player, is amazing. From the perspective of the new player, they may or may not give it a shot, but I guarantee they're not sticking around. And from the former guy who plays WoW, who's on the fence, do I want to buy it? Do I want to not buy it? Even if he buys it, I guarantee he's not sticking around. It's just a matter of time before he realizes it's all painted rust. I'm going to leave you with this little story. I believe because I am a World of Warcraft player and a New York Jets fan, I feel like I have my doctorate degree in disappointment. I mean, anybody who doesn't know anything about the New York Jets, they are a football team, second cousin to the New York Giants, and the Giants have won like 2 world championships in the last 10 years. The Jets appeared in 2 AFC championship games, of which they lost both of them. And the Jets are like the epitome of something a little bit better than mediocrity. They're generally a winning team, but they never win the big show. Not since 1969, which was Joe Willie Namath, which was before my time. I'm a huge Jet fan, and used to have season tickets and used to go with 2 of my buddies to the game every Sunday. And we would do the basic thing. We just cook some dead meat in the parking lot, drink a lot of beer, get to the game. 10 minutes into the first quarter, we got to take a piss. Then we go leave the game, miss some exciting shit because we got to wait 15, 20 minutes in line just to take a piss. Kind of like what it's like to do a regular fucking BG in WoW now. So after a while, we decided no more beer because we missed half the fucking game. But, when you have season tickets, you're kind of surrounded by similar creatures as yourself. And there was this one guy that we nicknamed Bundy. Why? Because he kind of dressed and acted and even looked like Ted Bundy is that his name? Ted Bundy. He's the serial killer. He kind of looked like the Al Bundy from the old show Married with Children and kind of had that persona. And there was one game it was a Sunday after Thanksgiving. This goes back a long time ago, probably a little bit more than 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Me and my friends are at the game, and The Jets are playing the Dolphins. They're one of their arch rivals. If they win, they're solely in first place late November. This means something. It means the Jets might be on the move. And they were winning by roughly 17 points in the third quarter, which I would say about 80% of the time is a good, solid number, extra digit in the win column. And everybody in the stadium is cheering and, yeah, let's go Jets, which is huge when there's like 75,000 people. People high-fiving each other, drunk out of their minds, ecstatic, we're in first place, premature celebration. Every fucking person, 75,000 people are celebrating, save one, Bundy. Bundy's just sitting there. He's not budging from his chair. He's leaning back in his chair. He's got his arms folded. His eyes are rolled. And he's like, I'm not buying it. And we're like, come on, join the celebration. I'm not buying it. I just know they're going to fuck it up. So, all right. We're kind of looking at him like he's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyway, the Dolphins score a touchdown. No big deal. We're still winning by 10 points. And over to Bundy's right is this little 6-year-old kid. And he's with his dad, probably his first football game ever. And the kid's all decked out. Everything Jets. Hat, coat, gloves, mittens, you name it, everything Jets. Got a little football. He's all excited. And, Bundy's looking at the kid and he's shaking his head. Sure enough, the Jets lost the game. And an infamous play by Dan Marino, Hall of Fame quarterback, does the fake spike, basically burns Aaron Glenn on the corner, throws the winning touchdown, Jets lose, and the Jets proceeded to basically pack in their season after that. Now, Bundy goes over to the little kid, and he says, kid, the kid was upset. He's like 6 years old. He's all decked out in Jets attire. And he says, kid, I think it's a good thing the Jets lost. Because if you're going to be a Jet fan, you have to get used to losing. Because that's what we do best as Jet fans. We lose, and we are disappointed. And it's best you learn this lesson now. Now, to see this guy on his knee talking to his kid, I just thought it was hysterical. I mean, it really was, in some level, comic relief. I kind of felt bad for the kid. The father had like mixed emotions. You could see he's like, don't talk to my kid. But the father was also like, this is kind of funny. But that's precisely how I feel about this Xpac. I feel like I'm Bundy because they're not changing the mechanics of the game and getting rid of the repetition of rating. They're not adding a lot of new things for people to do that have nothing to do with progression but are fun and just things you want to do. They're trying, but like I said before, to the existing player, to the guy who's the fan, you're going to love it. I think it's a good idea. I think it could be a good expansion. But to the guy who is a former player or the new player, why the fuck would you bother? And if you do bother, how could you not fucking have buyer's remorse and not stick around? That was the problem you had with WOD, and that's the same exact problem you're eventually going to have with Legion. And I said it here first. Till then, this is Luxley saying, whatever it is by you, morning, afternoon, or night.